Hello you all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm on here to share with you all another spread that I did in my mixed media art journal. But before I get started, I hope that you're all having a wonderful weekend. Happy Sunday to you all. So I almost didn't have a video to share with you all this weekend because after I did my haul video yesterday, I just kind of lounged around and I just wasn't motivated to come into my craft room. But a lot of times when I watch a lot of craft videos, it'll get me motivated to come in my craft room and create something. So I knew that I wanted to use this particular die that I shared in my haul yesterday for Halloween. And so I went and got up, and around 7:30, 8 o'clock last night, I came in my craft room and I started creating in my journal. So here I am today to share with you all what I created. So I'm gonna share with you all first what I use, and then I'll share with you all my spread. So as always, I like to share with you all the inks that I use. So I did use Wilted Violet, Distress Oxide ink, Frey Burlap, mustard seed, just a little bit of mustard seed, crushed olive, shabby shutters, and of course crackling campfire. And then I also used black soot, of course, pumice stone, carved pumpkin, no, I didn't use carved pumpkin. Well, yes, I did. I did use a little bit of carved pumpkin. I forgot. And then lost shadow and gathered twigs. So those are the inks that I used. And then I shared in my haul video yesterday. I don't want to put it in camera because it's too. I'll just put a little bit in the camera. This is the mirrored cardstock, and so you get two 6-inch by 9-inch sheets. So I did use that. And then the dies, well, the embossing fold that I use, which is what I shared in my haul yesterday as well. This is a 3D Texture Phase large A5 embossing folder, and this is the engraved embossing folder, which, as I always say, I love these large size embossing folders. And then the dies that I use. So I use this die, which is called Vault Boutique, and so I just use the frame right here. I use this die, which is a Vault Coffin Box, and I use the skull with the hat. This one is called Vault Wicked, and I use the witch's hat, the potion bottles, and the cat. And then from this die, this is called Vault Fright Night. I use the ghost. Yeah, just the ghost from this one. And the spider. Yeah, and the spider. And then from this one, I just use the numbers, which this is the alphanumeric tiny type upper. So I just use some numbers. And then from this one, it's called Vault Gothic Portraits. So I use the bat right here, and I also use the lady right here. And that's it from this die. And then what I just hauled yesterday that I said I wanted to create with, and I wanted to use it for a Halloween theme first. And so this is called Fireside, and this is the Fireside, the fireplace. So yeah, so I wanted to create, like I mentioned in my haul video, that I wanted to use this for Halloween and create a scene with it. So that's what I did. And I love the way the spread came out. I love all my spreads, but you know, you sometimes have your favorites. So yeah, so those are the dies that I use. So let me go ahead and share with you all what I created in the spread. So here is my spread that I created. And I love the way this turned out. So let me just show you up close if you can see. So yeah, that is my spread. So what I did was I started with the fireplace first. I did all my die cutting first. So this was the second fireplace that I created because the first one was just too modernized, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be a little bit more grungy looking a little bit, if that makes sense. I mean, this is not too grungy, but that's what I was going for. So I created the second fireplace because the first one I just used regular Distress Heavyweight black cardstock, and then the Tim Holtz Distress Craft mirrored cardstock and silver. And that just wasn't fitting the theme that I was going for. So I did it again, and there's a lot of dies cutting with this spread, a lot of die cutting, a lot of tiny pieces. So I did the fireplace. I used pumice stone for the background, and when I just inked it all over, and then I went in with some black soot and just inked around the edges to give it like, you know, the two-tone look. And then the little small pieces to accent the fireplace, I just went heavier with the black soot to make it a little bit darker. So that's what you see right there. And then I used crackling campfire for the background, and then I lightened it up and used it for the fire. And then I used also black soot for the fire screen. So that is a fireplace. And then I also cut out, so I had just 2 ghosts at first. And this one was going to go up here at first, but I decided to put it down here at the fireplace. Like it was like hanging from the fireplace. So I went ahead and put another one here so I can have 2 on each side of the picture and then one hanging. And this one is popped up on some foam tape. And then once I did the fireplace, then I did die cut the witch's hat, the potion bottles, and the skull with the hat. So I did that, and the background is black soot for the background of the skull, for the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And then I used like the shabby shutters and, what other color was it? Shabby shutters and crushed olive and black soot for the, and I think a little bit of, yeah, shabby shutters, black soot, and crushed olive for the bottles. And I did the black soot for the lids of the bottles. And then the frame, so I used that mirror cardstock right here, so that's what you see there. And I cut her out with the black distressed heavyweight cardstock, along with the bat that's propped up. So I didn't glue the wings down flat, the numbers, and then the black cat. And then this is the frame from that that die I just shared. Oh, here it is. So here's the frame from the die that I use a frame around that. And this is not perfectly, it's not perfect, so, and I like that to make it look kind of old looking in some sense. And this right here, this this is the black metallic craft cardstock that I hauled yesterday, that I got from Office Supply, so that's what I use to cut out the frame. And then we have the spider hanging down from the fireplace, and I used mustard seed for the eyes to make the eyes pop there. And then I just used white cardstock for behind the cat's eyes to make the cat's eyes white. And the cat's also propped up on some foam tape as well. And I think that's all. Yeah, so that's all I did with the die cutting, which is a lot of die cutting, you guys. And then for the background, I used heavyweight distressed white cardstock, and I inked it all up with wilted violet, distressed oxide. And then once I inked it up, then I ran some black soot archival ink on my embossing folder, and then I ran it through my die cut machine and then embossed the black inside of the lower edges of the embossing folder. So that's what I did there. And then I inked around the edges with some black soot distressed oxide. And then I did take the distressed spritz and wilted violet, and I spritzed it, so it does have some shine to it, but you probably can't tell on the camera, but it is shiny. It has a nice spritzy sparkle to it. And that is my page. Yeah. And then, like I said, I always go around, like, you know, so the white's not showing on the actual mixed media cardstock. I just went around it with some distressed black soot ink. And I try to get it covered, like, at the top where it shows the white because of the rings on the journal. But it's still, you know, it does what it has to do. So, but yeah, this is my scene, my fireplace scene, using the Fireside die and the different Halloween dies from Tim Holtz. So yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making this and enjoyed sharing this with you all. But yeah, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. You all have yourself a great rest of your weekend. Have a great week ahead. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.